Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to see how to use select statements and various operators in SQL Server. Let's get it started with a demo straight away. I am going to create a table named person with 5 columns: person ID, first name, last name, gender, and age. Let me execute this command. Since there is already an object named person in the database, I have to drop this table first. Drop table person. To drop a table from a database, we have to use this command. Let's create the table again. Now I'm going to insert few rows inside this table. Let me run the insert queries to insert values inside this table. Let me create a duplicate value inside this table. I don't create a primary key for this table, so it will allow duplicates. So now I have inserted Priya Kumar twice inside this table. Now how to select the values from the table? Using the select command from SQL Server, we can select the values from the table. Select. When I say star, it mentions I want to see all the columns from the table name person. Let's execute this query. Now you could see this in the output window. We are able to retrieve all the rows from the table with duplicate rows as well. Now, if I want to specify a specific column to be retrieved from the table, then I have to use select person ID. In this case, I'm going to retrieve person ID from the table from persons. It will retrieve only one column from the table. You can give a list of columns however you want it. If you want to retrieve all the columns like this. Now I'm retrieving two columns from the table, person ID and first name from the person table. Now I want to filter few rows from this table. How do I do it? Based on a specific condition. For example, I want to filter a row where the first name is Priya. Where you have to use a condition where the column name, first name equal to, and then you have to open single quotes Priya and close with single quotes. If you are using a string value, you have to use double quotes. Like when I say double quotes, two single quotes and use the actual character string in between to filter the values. Let me execute this query. Now I'm seeing Priya being retrieved. I'm seeing a duplicate value. I don't want to see a duplicate value. How to remove duplicates in a select query? You have to use a command or a value. You have to use uh, you have to use a character named distinct. So select distinct person ID first name from person where first name equal to Priya. This will eliminate the duplicates from the table. So distinct is the keyword you should use to remove duplicates from the table. You can also use distinct star from table where you can see that Priya will be removed or Priya will be showed only once. This is how you are going to use select statements with where condition in SQL Server. Let's use some operators and let's see what are the operators available. We have a in operator, between operator, like operator, and not operator. Before that, we have seen equal to statement. What about not equal to? So let's do this. So if I want to retrieve the value where first name is not equal to Priya, that means all the rows which doesn't contain the value Priya, you have to put a symbol like this, character like this, and then execute this. Now you see the values output which is not equal to Priya. The not equal to can be represented as well like this. It will also show the same value. Then we are going to use a greater than or less than. We want to use those operators. We'll show you a demo of this. So let's say we will retrieve a value where age is greater than 20. Right? Select star from person where age greater than 20. Let's execute this command. You are seeing the output where age is greater than 20. So 28, 28, 22, 22, 34. So wherever the age is greater than 20, the output will be showing those results. Now, if you want to use less than, you can use less than or greater than equal to or less than or equal to. So these are the various operators available for this. Now, suppose you want to retrieve age equal to 20 and 20 to 34. You want to retrieve these three values only. How do you do that? Select star from person where age equal to 20 or age equal to 34 or age equal to 22. You can use this statement to retrieve the value where age equal to 20 or age equal to 34 or age equal to 22. So you see the output, only the age with 20, 34 and 22 will be retrieved. There is a better way of using this kind of a statement where there is a better way of retrieving this value using the in operator. In operator specify a list of values where you can say in age in, then you give the list of values. That way you can retrieve the output. Let's see an example. Select start from person where age in 20, 34, 22. Let's execute this query. This query and this query returns the same value. Rather than putting multiple values with OR operator, you can use age in and give the list of values that is required for this filter condition to operate. Now let's look into another example where you use the operator between. Between means we specify a range of values. Let's look into an example. So select star from person where age is in between 22 and 34. What I'm trying to say here is I'm going to retrieve values, the rows, which fits into age into 22 and 34. Let's execute this command. As you see in the output contains 22, 28 and 34. We didn't get the value age equal to 19, which we have it in the table. So when you want to retrieve between values, so 22 and 34, you can specify like using the keyword between or an operator between. Then we can use a like operator. So let's use a like operator to filter values. Select star from person where first name like using the like operator. I am saying that wherever the first name A starts with A, wherever the first name starts with A, and the remaining characters I don't bother, you retrieve me those rows. So A percentage. Let me put this and execute this query. You see that the first name or the first character in the first name always starts with A. That is the query we wrote. If you want to filter like this, where you want to put a pattern around it, use the like query. So let's do. Then we have a not operator. Let's use the not operator. Suppose you want to filter the record where first name is not like A percentage. Let's execute this query. You could see in the output, the first name doesn't contain the character A. It doesn't start with the character A. So you're getting the values which doesn't contain the character value A. If you use a not operator, it just reverses the condition. Let's look into further. We use this percentage operator. Now how to use underscore, how to use open bracket, close bracket, and how to use this not any character inside the brackets. Let's look into some examples. Under character means specifies exactly only one character. So what does it mean? So let's look into an example. So select star from person where first name. I'm saying that like I want the first character to be any character and it has to end with Priya. So there is only one character I'm specifying, and then this only one character could be any character. The next four characters could be real. So this condition will execute where the first character will contain any values. So it will be only one character. So percentage represents any character, how much the length will be. Where underscore represents any character for only one position. Keep that in mind. Now you could see that this condition will be fulfilled only by Priya because the first character could be anything and then the Riya, right? So let's insert one row and test it out with further examples, right? So let me go and insert with rather than Priya. Priya. So let's see whether we can retrieve this value as well. Now I'm going to execute this like underscore. Now you could see that Virya also came into the result set because the first character could be anything, but it is only one character where percentage represents any character. What is any character inside the brackets? Let's look into an example where we are going to use any character from the result sets. Like first name, I want to say first name like, I want to give any character. Let's say it can start with A, it can start with P, and it start with N, right? And then give a percentage. So any character, it fulfills A, P, and N. We have to return those values. You could see that A, P, we don't have a N character starting with. So it is not retrieving any rows for N, but A and P we are able to see the values. That is why you can use an open bracket and close bracket to specify a list of values. If anything present for this condition, you return those values. Let's use this not any character within the brackets. You put a not symbol around it and see what happens. You are retrieving a value where we are saying not APN. So anything which is not having the first character doesn't start with APN. You retrieve those values. That's why you are saying John, Victor, Ramya, and Priya in this output. In this lecture, we have seen how to use these various operators and also how to use it in the select statement.